Hi and welcome to this video. In this video I'm going to look at a rapid game that I played yesterday. There was a very strong rapid tournament in Iceland. Just gonna readjust to the chessboard. Let's see. Something like this. There was a very strong rapid tournament. It was the 20-year anniversary of the Hrokurinn Chess Club, which directly translates to Rook Chess Club. So 20 years ago this club was formed in a bar. They joined the Icelandic League and worked their way up the ranks. They won the 4th division, then the 3rd, then the 2nd, and promoted to the 1st division in record time. And then they won multiple championships there. I joined the club in 2002 and won 2 Icelandic championships with the club, along with a Nordic championship in online chess. So very memorable years. I also went to Greenland with the club for the first Greenland Open. The club eventually stopped competing, so that's why I left the club. You had to join another club to play. But they have been spreading chess in Greenland, in schools in Iceland. So a very interesting club run by very enthusiastic people. And through this club, I met some, very interesting people. They brought along Grandmasters to play, like Ivan Sokolov, Nick Tefurian, Predrag Nikolic, Bartolomé Masaya, Thomas Oral, Luke McShane, and with many of them formed a friendship and got to know some very nice people. But yeah, on to the tournament. This was the last round. I had an up and down tournament, but it was only 8 rounds. So in the last round I faced Guðmundur Kjartansson, a former Icelandic champion. He's an international master. He's going to be on the Icelandic Olympiad team, which is, well, starting in about a week. And if I had won the game, I would have placed 2nd. Before the round, Grandmaster Bragi Thorfinnsson was already winning, and the tournament had 6 Grandmasters, believe it or not. But let's move on to the game. I had the white pieces and I opened with pawn to c4. Now we played a number of times. He was a very promising junior, and for a while I just had, like a ball scrape. I won every game. But of course now he's a much stronger player. He's trying to become a grandmaster, and in recent games he has been beating me. But we have, of course, a history, and he decided to play b6 here in the first move, which surprised me. By the way, I hope I remember the game. We played it yesterday and we didn't record it, but I think I remember it. Otherwise this would be pretty silly. And okay, b6. And here, I thought for a bit, what does he want to do? Usually I play with g3, bishop b7, knight f3, and black takes here, which I think is an interesting line. And if black knows how to play it, I think it's quite difficult. I think the best plan for black is to play with something like this and get a grip on the d4 square. So usually the knight comes here. Okay, but white will be solid in the meantime, but it's a tricky line. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to play this. But I just played knight f3 here, and I was going to decide later, bishop e7, and now I was going to decide, do I want to play something with e3, or do I want to play this g3? And I rather quickly decided that I'll play g3, and if he takes, I'll just play it. I don't particularly like it, but I've played it plenty of times, so I kind of know what I want to do. But he went with a double fianchetto. He played g6. Okay, I was very happy, bishop d2. But also I remembered we've had games in the past with a double fianchetto, which he plays quite well. Okay, bishop d2, bishop d7. I castled, and he played knight f6. Here I I decided not to play with d4 because I know, I mean, I've been the captain of the Icelandic team. He's been on my team, so I know what he knows. And I know he and Grandmaster Stefánsson have been playing lines like this: Blackwood Castle, and play something like knight e4. And he knows his way around these positions, so I decided not to play into this. So I played d3. He castled, and I thought, okay, I have to play here with e4. He played c5. Very logical move. My last move, e4, weakened this d4 square. But it's a known setup in many lines, like the bot-winning system. It's like this, but usually the knights are placed like this. But nonetheless, I have my ideas here. So after c5, I played knight c3. He played d6. He might have played knight c6 first. It doesn't really matter. And now I can't play. I'd like to play bishop e3 and queen d2, but he has knight g4. So I could play h3 maybe, but I decided I want to play it with f4. So I played knight to h4. So my idea is f4. In some cases f5, and you know, if everything goes according to plan, and attack like this. So after knight h4, he did play d6. I played f4. And he played e6. No, he played knight d7 here. So now I don't have to worry about knight g4. I didn't have to worry about it once I played knight h4, so I played bishop to e3. He jumped into d4 with his knight. I played queen d2. And now e6. I thought he might play f5 here. Aha, he played e6 first. And I played queen d2. And I thought he would play f5, but I wasn't worried about it. I thought I would take. If he takes with the e pawn, d5 square looks like a weakness. Because yeah, I have a nice diagonal. He does as well. But I thought he would take with the g pawn and then, you know, put something on the e file. Maybe the knight reroutes to g5. It's a position. But he played knight e4, and now I thought, okay, he wants to play f5 now, and so I'll play f5 myself. It also makes sense with the queen and the bishop. I want to play bishop to h6. And here he thought for a while. He started actions on the queen side with a6, which probably is a bit slow. I played logical here. I played bishop to h6. And yeah, here he started to think for a long time. And he played rook to b8. And yeah, it's a very important move because in many lines this bishop on b7 is going to be unprotected. And I was calculating some very nice lines. Such as if he plays, okay, it's not a good move, but let's suppose he plays b5 or something like this. I take on g7, king takes g7, and here I have a number of ideas. I could play f6 check. If knight takes, I play e5. And this is an idea that you should be familiar with if you watch my channel. It's in pattern recognition number 1. The undefended bishop on b7. If black takes on g2, I'll take on f6 check. It doesn't have time for this, so the bishop will drop. And if the knight moves, I take on b7. This is one idea. I could also play e5, attacking the bishop. If he takes, I play f6. And I thought these lines. Okay, you know, I was going to decide if he played this, but I thought this was very close to mate. He has to play rook g8. And he probably defends in time, but I can take on g2 now. I was trying to make something work like bring the knight to g5. But okay, this is enough. He has to play queen f8, otherwise I play here and here. Let's say he takes now, I can play here, queen f8, he's not in time, knight g5. And this is a very nice mate. This I saw during the game. Okay, let's try and reconstruct this. So that's why he played rook to b8 to protect the bishop. So he was aware of these tactical nuances and played rook b8. Okay, well, what's the logical way to continue now? I want to attack, so I'll play rook f2. Why not? Bring the other rook. You know, always when you're attacking, try to use your pieces. I simply want to bring this rook here, and I'm trying to use all my pieces to attack. So rook f2. Here, you know, I thought I was getting a bit optimistic. You know, I just want to play rook here, take on g7, play f6, and the queen comes to h6, and it's close to mate. So he was starting to get a bit stressed here, and I started to get a big time advantage. Eventually, he played this move, knight to f6, and he wants to come into g4. Could play h3. Not sure why it didn't, but I took on g7. Maybe I should keep the pressure. Just play h3 and keep the pressure, because in some cases I can play bishop to g5, pin here, bring the rook, and he has some problems. But I took on g7, avoiding knight g4, king takes, and rook a to f1. So my main idea, of course, is if knight g4, I will play f6. And I don't think he can survive this. Next I will attack the knight, and he always has to worry about my queen jumping into h6. And he can't allow a knight to come to g5, so he can't really do this. And he thought, and he's a resilient player, and he found h6. So he wants to play g5, try to close things up here on the king side. I played h3. He took on f5. h3, I didn't want knight g4 in case I have to retreat here. And now he took on f5, takes, and g5. His idea was to close the f file. That's why I took on f5, g5. But here I thought, okay, I have a nice idea here. I take on b7. That's what I did. And now, what do I want to do with my knight? Do I come to f3 or g2, and why? I think g2 is the move to play. My knight wants to come to e3 and d5. Beautiful square for the knight. So I'll play knight g2. Also have ideas of h4 coming up, and I think it's very tricky for black because of that. Especially since he probably has to go g4 if I go h4 at some point. He played rook e7, so h4 was a possibility. g4, maybe I should have interposed this, but no. Also I gave him the f3 square, so maybe not. But I went along with my plan. Knight e3, he doubled on the e file, and now knight d5. Now he has his own play on the e file, but if I can activate the f file, then I'm good. Okay, where to move the rook? Doesn't really have a good square. If he goes to e5, I'd probably take on f6 and bring my knight to d5, maybe even e4 to take on g5. But he took on d5, and here I thought I played a very nice move. Instead of recapturing, which looks logical, I played f6. I wanted to open the f file. Maybe I can also take, but rook e2, f6, but then the f file is closed. I mean, it looks okay, but I thought it was more useful to open the f file. So he has to take. I've sacrificed the pawn, but now I activated my rooks on the f file. Now I got knight d5 coming, maybe knight e4 and h4. In some cases I even have rook takes h6, king takes, rook check, and you know, if it goes back, queen takes t5. some ideas. You know, you're always thinking about, especially in rapid games with limited time, you're always thinking about ideas. So I was very happy here. I thought I had still a time edge. We're getting well down on the clock here, so I'm really liking my chances. You know, h4 is coming, and the knight moves, and he plays rook e2. He decides to give up the f7 pawn. No, he didn't play rook. What's wrong with me? He played queen c8. No, he played queen a8. I apologize. Okay. So the idea is rook e2. He wants to play rook e2 and takes. There's mate on g2. But queen a8 may not have been the best move. I played knight to d5. Probably a good move still, but knight e4 would have been probably close to winning. Because I'm closing the e file, and now I'm just, maybe I'll sack on g5, maybe I play h4. So yeah, knight d5 looks good, but knight e5, you know, I'm closing all the lines here. So I'll play knight d5, which allows rook e2, which shows why I should have played knight e4. Nonetheless, f7 is hanging, so I took it. King to g8. And where to put the queen. I would really like to, you know, have it on this diagonal so that I can play h4 and bring the queen in somehow. But unfortunately, I have to go to a bad square. I think queen d1 is best. Because once the rook moves, I have some squares. On g1, I am very vulnerable to a knight check if he moves the rook on e2. So I went with queen d1. Okay, he thought his queen is useless now on a8, so he played queen c8, attacking this. And, well, how to defend it? I could maybe play g4. But I thought I found a nice move. I'll play rook d7. And he can't take it because knight f6 check. And yeah, here my opponent really started to think, and we were well down on the clock. I had a small edge, but he was under a minute, and naturally, I mean, you get this in your face, you start to panic. Yeah, knight f6 is coming, can't go to h8 because of this. So I'm threatening at least a perpetual if I want. So here he found an interesting move. I think it was this position. He played rook 8 to e3. Threatening to take here. And if you can take here, it's a perpetual. You know, takes, then he just checks. And if I take with a knight, then he can take with d7, and I don't have a check on f6. And he's trying to come into h3, etc. And his pieces are well placed. I could have taken the draw here, right? Here, and check. And you know, whichever way he goes, I just keep on checking. But I thought I was winning, so I kept on playing for a win. He wants to play rook takes d3, so I'll play king h1. Not allowing rook takes d3. Now I have only looked at some critical position in the computer, so there might be some stuff I'm missing here, but it is what it is. Most of these positions actually turned out to be close to draw, but I had many chances to win. Yeah, king h1, and he played rook takes d3. Okay, yeah. Now if I can still go for the perpetual, but here I thought I tricked him. Now I took on e2. If he takes with the knight, knight e7. I'm up a rook. I take the queen next move. So here, yeah, I thought I tricked him, but he didn't. He didn't resign. Took on h3. Okay, here I was. Okay, I have to move the king. Can't go here because knight takes e2 check. Okay, I go here. And he played rook c3. I'm like, no. If I take, knight takes e2 check. But this is exactly what I should have done. I should have just taken the rook. Knight takes e2. Who cares? What's he gonna do? He can't take the rook because knight f6. My next move is rook f7. And then once again we go into pattern recognition. Arabian mate here and here is coming up. No defense. This is what I should have done. But in mutual time trouble, didn't find the idea, and I played King H1 rather than King H2. I think King H1, and my idea was Queen H2, which is basically the same as taking on G3, because you know the Queen hangs, Rook F7 is coming, or Knight F6. So if he checks, I was going to play here, takes, King takes. And what's he going to do with the Queen? I'm threatening this, and you can't go here, you know, to activate the Queen, because Knight F6. Pick up the Queen. So if you go somewhere else, I have this idea, and this is coming. You're not doing anything about this. So this was my idea. This would have won. But here he took on D7. Queen takes D7. And I can win the Queen. I did play here. But now he took my pawns on G3 and H3. So if I take on D7, he's up 2 pawns. But here I could have played an evil move. Oh no. It's with the king on H2. Yeah, so it's actually very important. I think I played king H1. In that case, maybe I don't have anything. If I had the king on H2, here I could have played queen H5. But I'm pretty sure I played king H1. So maybe I have nothing here. The position I looked at briefly on my phone after the game was with king H2, which is not correct. So maybe I have nothing here. Let's go back. There are no waiting moves. He's just coming with queen H3. So yeah, I messed it up when I didn't take the rook. So here I'm down 2 pawns, and having botched it, I actually don't have great recollection of the remaining moves. It was something like this. Attacking this guy, I think he went knight d4, gave him a check, king here, and rook d7. I think I have this in the knight perpetual pattern recognition video. I'm threatening this, knight here. If it's my move, knight check. We had this earlier in the game. Knight check, knight check. He can't go here because of Arabian mate. But unfortunately, he just plays rook here, which he did play. And now if I start checking, I don't have a chance to come back here. Instead I took this, king e7. We're way down on the clock. I even thought for a while that I was losing, but I have knight e4. He took on d3, I think. Took on b6. His king might have been here though. No, he went here, I think. Took on b6. Rook h3 or something. Oh, this didn't have. No, he played 96. Oh, of course. Yeah, 96. Protecting this, protecting this. Took on h6. Or I played. Yeah, no, I played knight c3 here, covering this check. And eventually, I think it went something like this. I don't know. Here takes. Yeah, I don't remember the end. His king was here. Eventually, he got his rook around. And my rook was somewhere like here. And his pawn was becoming too dangerous. I think the position is winning for him with 2 connected passed pawns. Maybe I could have saved it in the end game by taking on h6, but I lost my chances there when I had the big attack. It wasn't easy though, but a bittersweet loss. I was upset about it because I thought I played a really good game, but I couldn't finish it off, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. I ended up in 8th place, and for 50 euros, which I'll use for a nice meal in Batumi, but I think I would have won like 600, probably 400 euros if I had won the game. But that's the way it is. I hope you enjoyed this game, and I hope to be making more content on my channel again. So hopefully I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.